So then we got Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes taking on Green Arrow, the Emerald Archer. Who wins? Well, let's find out. Believed dead near the end of World War II, only to have been found and brainwashed by the Soviets for the next 50 years, Captain America's former sidekick now continues to defend his country from the shadows against those who would threaten it as the legendary spy and assassin, the Winter Soldier. He became the new Captain America to honor his friend Steve, and he joined the Avengers. But when Steve returned as Captain America, Bucky took on the identity of Winter Soldier once again. Now, unlike in the movies, Winter Soldier in the comics doesn't have the Super Soldier Serum, and is instead classified as peak human. But that's not to say that he's not incredibly impressive. He's strong enough to punch through a concrete wall, but he gets most of his strength from his cybernetic arm. He's used this arm to rip through a person, a robot, and even a car. Bucky's also durable enough to survive a fall from an airplane, withstand powerful electrical attacks and explosions, and his arm is also bulletproof. Winter Soldier is fast enough to consistently dodge automatic gunfire, has been able to throw Captain America's shield in order to block a sniper bullet, and is fast enough to use a knife to cut Hawkeye's arrow in mid-air. Buck is an exceptional hand-to-hand fighter, thanks to his years of training in the army, as a Russian secret agent, and his time as Captain America. He's been trained in a variety of different martial arts, and he's fought against Daredevil, Wolverine, Black Widow, and Captain America. Winter Soldier is also an incredible shot, as even as a teenager, he was the best sniper in his division. His marksman abilities have only increased during his time as Winter Soldier, and he's also insanely accurate and lethal with knives. Bucky's arm is capable of emitting electrical shocks, can generate an EMP attack, and he also has a handgun that shoots more powerful bullets than normal and is capable of staggering Ares, the god of war. And then in the other corner of Green Arrow, Oliver Queen was a spoiled, thrill-seeking playboy until he was stranded on a deserted island for several years. There, he trained to become a master archer in order to survive. After his return home, he used his newfound skills and his wealth to become the costumed vigilante known as Green Arrow. Ollie is in excellent physical condition, on par with Olympic athletes, and especially impressive in terms of agility, stamina, and reflexes. He can consistently perform near impossible acrobatic shots with no real signs of difficulty, and has even continued to fight after sustaining potentially fatal injuries. He is the greatest archer in the DC universe, and he's even stated himself that he never misses. Ollie has easily been able to hit targets without looking, can shoot 39 arrows in 1 minute, can hit on target even while in the air or off balance, and his accuracy is so great that he's been able to hit a drop of water coming out of a faucet. Green Arrow has actually undergone extensive hand-to-hand training recently, and is quite the capable fighter. He's been trained by some of the best teachers in the world, and is skilled in judo, kickboxing, karate, and many more forms of fighting. Oliver has actually held his own against Batman before, on at least one occasion. But not only is he an excellent hand-to-hand fighter, he's also an expert using his bow as a melee weapon. Green Arrow alternates between a compound and regular bow, and has a variety of different arrows at his disposal, such as EMP, poison dart, flash grenade, ice, explosive, grappler, smoke bomb, glue, and tear gas, along with the regular arrows. Finally, Ollie never goes out without his bulletproof body armor on. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. And there are a whole lot of different factors to consider in this fight, so we're just going to start with their physical abilities and go from there. Now starting out, Bucky is stronger than Green Arrow, mainly thanks to his cybernetic arm. He's been able to rip through a person, punch through concrete walls, and even rip through a car. But that's really the only definitive advantage that either of them have in terms of physicals. They're equally close in durability, speed, and reflexes, and really either of them could take the edge in those areas. Ollie is a gifted archer, and is undeniably the more accurate one out of the two. He's able to easily hit targets without looking, can shoot even while performing acrobatic feats, and has managed to tag a drop of water dripping from a faucet. However, even though Buck isn't as accurate as Ollie, the Winter Soldier does have the feats to counter a lot of Green Arrow's advantages. What I mean by that is that Bucky is agile enough to easily dodge gunfire, even at point blank range, and is agile enough to dodge or catch Hawkeye's arrows, and has even managed to cut Clint's arrows in half with his knife. Then Buck was also the best sniper in his division as a teenager and has decades of experience with his guns. He's accurate enough to shoot arrows out of the air and could even take Ollie's bow out of the fight. It's a fairly big target after all, and Buck is accurate enough to damage or disable it. On the other hand, Green Arrow is fast and can shoot multiple arrows at the same time, so he's definitely able to go up against guys with guns. In fact, Ollie can even shoot arrows down the barrel of guns and disable them. But you can make a solid argument that since Buck is fast enough to dodge bullets and even shoot them out of the air, and since bullets are faster than arrows, it'll be very difficult, if not impossible, for Ollie to get an arrow in that barrel. Now, Green Arrow does have his trick arrows, and seeing Winter Soldier's electronic arm, it's very likely that Ollie will start firing electro arrows or EMP arrows to try and take that arm out of the fight. However, this isn't enough to take Winter Soldier down. Bucky has trained himself to fight without his arm entirely, because he knows that it is a potential weakness, and he doesn't want to be incapacitated or slowed down if someone does take the arm out of the fight. Green Arrow is a tricky opponent because of his high-tech arrows, but he's primarily a distance fighter who relies on shooting and incapacitating opponents from a distance. But this just won't work for the Winter Soldier, because Buck is agile enough and accurate enough to dodge or counter all of Ollie's attacks from a range. This fight will eventually work into a close range. Now, Green Arrow is an excellent hand-to-hand combatant, but he won't be able to hang with Winter Soldier. For starters, Buck has decades more experience in fighting between his time as an assassin in the Cold War, his time as Winter Soldier in the present day, or even his stint as Captain America. He's a soldier, an assassin, and an avenger, and is incredibly ruthless, as well as calculating and precise. Green Arrow is skilled, but look at it this way. Ollie isn't in the same league as Batman, who you could definitely argue is on par with Captain America. Then, during Buck's time as Captain America, he went up against a lot of the same villains as Steve. But Bucky isn't as physically impressive as Steve is, so he had to rely a lot more on his technical skill to defeat these villains. I know it's kind of a roundabout way of looking at it, but I do believe that Winter Soldier has done more impressive things in an up-close fight than Green Arrow. Plus, he's got his mechanical arm, and in a hand-to-hand fight, that's a greater advantage than anything Green Arrow has in his arsenal. A couple good hits from that, and Ollie is done for. At the end of the day, Winter Soldier just has too many advantages in this fight to lose. Buck is winning the day. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just like this one every single day, and I'll see y'all next time.